So this time I'm doing a few different things. You can see right here I pretend the V background and VX voltages and stayed well away from the components right there above the G and the T in the VBAT. One of the things I did here may sound strange, but I turned up the temperature on my soldering iron so I could get in there, get done, and get out more quickly. That may sound strange, but that's sometimes what you need to do. I went from 6 something up to like 750. Yeah, right around 750 on the temperature. And while I was tinning up the pads for the battery and ESC, the big ones down here, just didn't feel that temperature was enough. So I popped it up to 800. I probably won't go above that. And some of those solder pads have holes drilled all the way through them. I forget what you call that and what it's for. But I got just a little frightened right there that some of the solder had come through those holes and might have been shorting this component. But as I got closer to that component, I could see that the connections for it are on each end, and the little bit of solder that did come through those holes right there is not going to short anything out. So I'm going to let that side cool down from tinning those 7 pads. Let it cool down completely. Now I'm going to do some of these other pins, just a round robin, etc., 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 and keep the heat low. Not on the iron. I want to get in, get out. I'm just not going to go right down a line of solder joints. I'm going to solder the ends of some of the longer. That's why I cut these long. I'll do the 2 on the end, let it set for a while, go to some middle ones, let it set for a while, go back and do the others. Just keep the heat down. Components can be damaged by heat, of course, really easily. And I almost made a bad mistake. I was thinking about the solder pads and the pins, and I forgot. There's some pads I have to solder here to move the camera area voltage from 5 volts to 9 volts, and then right up here on this one to move that up further to 12 volts. So I'll be bridging those pads too. Almost forgot them. Darn it. And there I've got my solder bridges in the correct places. 9 volts, the center pad and left pad, and up here, right there, to raise 9 volts to 12 volts. That'll be on these pins down here for the camera and video transmitter. Well, there's these pins along this edge. If anything, this go around, I think I was concentrating too much on using as little solder as possible. I hope they're all conductive. I think they are. I always worry. And I didn't put in pins for servo 11 and 12 right there at my thumb. I find 10 servos quite enough for my purposes on these airplanes, so I didn't even put the pins in there. No sense in exposing the board to any of the heat. And there's the servo headers, 9 out of 10 of them. I am kind of kibitzing myself today by trying to use too little solder. Doesn't take much, but so far so good. Got the solder bridges there and there again, and all the pins on except for RC channel 1 right here, these 3, and that's right next to that V background and VX. and the big solder pads for the power connectors. I'm going to switch soldering irons here to an old soldering iron I've had, and I'm going to try to do the battery and the ESC, and then I'm going to try to go in and just quickly solder down to those 3 pads right there and try to avoid any damage in that part of the board, which I still suspect I did the last time. Here is that board. I can't see in that area very well, but just don't like the looks of it. Brush it up with some alcohol. Yeah, I cleaned up that board in that area of some of that flux that was there, and I'm not so sure those components aren't okay. Oops, boy. But with my eyes and stuff, I really can't tell. I still think the one on the right's somewhat damaged. I'm just not sure. But the board was flaky. If that's not where the problem was, then I wonder what that component is right there also. Those are surface mounted resistors and capacitors and other components next to these ICs, the chips. But anyway, it was flaky. Throwing it into the air, just asking for trouble at some point or other. Luckily, it showed its butt on the bench. But let's continue on. I've had this Weller soldering iron for 40 years. Got it at Radio Shack. It's a 60 watt. The tip is just literally in bad shape on it. It's even got a narrow place where it's just deteriorated, but you can't get a replacement for it right now. But I need that extra surface and such to solder on these battery leads. There, that's cleaned up a little bit. The tip itself is in good shape, but right below where the tips tend there, you can see it narrows down. It's just corroded away over 40 years. I've had it about 40 years. And it's bent. And I did buy a big solder station, and I actually do have another soldering iron, 2 more. I'll show you one of them. I got this one just recently. You can see the difference in size. This is like 120 watt iron. Got a tip on the end of it that's as big as my thumb almost. This is for those really, really thick cables. Never get this in on a circuit board. Jiminy Cricket. Well, I would like to use it on those battery pads, but no, this will burn up the board so quick. So I've got about 4 soldering irons around here, and some of them they're all different sizes for different reasons. I got this one about a month ago because I want to these are some old batteries that have the lipo killers on them still sitting here that I need to cut the leads off and solder them together. And I got this soldering iron specifically for that task. I just don't want to take a lot of time with it. I want to cut them off, twist them together, touch into this soldering iron, and be done in about 10 seconds. And I think this baby's going to do it too. Well, there's the battery leads. 5 more to go. I think putting these 2 on and then putting the wires across with a solder helper and just touching that real quick on those 3 right there is going to be my best bet. And these, well, I'm pretty happy with those. I pulled on them like my shop chief would have, trying to pull them off the board, and I can't break them loose. So check's good on deck. I got them all on, but I do have a sorter bridge right there between those two on the ESC, and some of the wires poked out on the side over there. But I'm going to break that sorter bridge and straighten out that ground connector on the ESC side with the small soldering iron. The other one just gets everything too hot too quick, and it'll be simple just to run the small soldering iron between those two wires and get that sorter bridge away from there and push. I don't know if that's a little bit of that stranded wire sticking out on the side right there, or if it's just some sorter. That'll clean up real well with the other soldering iron. That worked well. The little iron went right through the center there and separated them where they were bridged, and it was just a little solder sticking out on the other end. Like I say, I can't break them off the board. Now, for those three right above that, V background and VX. Boy, if anybody ever knows of any place that sells these soldered up, please let me know. I'm getting too old for this crap. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this solder helper and get in there and hold that wire right on top of where I've tinned that pad. And then I'm going to hit it with the soldering iron real quick and back out. Just a tip. I'm going to try to stay away from all that other stuff in there this time. Not sure if that was the problem last time, but I'm going to just try to do better this time all around. And there's the BEC board and the three wires. They're just pre-positioned. None of them are soldered yet. I shouldn't have to have any solder. I should just be able to put them where they need to be with the little slot in this solder helper, and then touch the soldering iron to it. Of course, I'm going to have to put this phone down to do all that. That's the wrong wire. That's not a ground, but right there is about what I'm going to try to do. And just run in there and tap the solder and get the iron right back out. Well, that was difficult. I had to go in and put a little more solder on it, and the solder helper holding the wire kind of melted the insulation right there at the end. But it's VBAT, so if it touches this big glob right here behind it, it's the same voltage, so it doesn't matter a bit. But it won't pull off of there now. Two more. Whew, I hate this. I hate it. Two. The ground is there nice and tight, and I had to move the red one over, which got the melted insulation even further away from where it can touch anyway. And that pad that's not soldered to right there is also a positive pad. So one more, and I've successfully stayed completely away from those components this time, in my humble opinion. A little flux ran up there, but that's not a problem at all. What I worry about most is underneath all these big pads, all these components right on the other side. Especially that one right there. But one more. VX. Come on, baby. Oh, by the way, I had to use just my bare fingers on those two to move the red one back and to put the ground where it was and just say the heck with the heat for a second. God. But it worked for me. Well, there it is, finished. They're well connected. Can't pull them off. Again, that's how the Navy instructors check your soldering. We had about a 6" by 3" looked like an ashtray, about 1.5 inches deep, with points in the bottom of it, and we had to solder up like 3 or 4 inch wires to a bunch of the points. And when you were ready that day, I only did it one day. They made sure you could solder in one day. you took it up to them, and if they could take a hold of the wires any way they wanted to and pull any of them off, you went back. And when you successfully handed them one where they could not break any connection on it, you got to leave for the day. I didn't go out first. I sure didn't go out last. I was about in the middle. Okay, let's close it back up and see where the smoke comes from. Well, crap. I forgot to solder in the 3 pins for servo 1. Boy, I'm halfway tempted to just start with servo 2. I can still have 9. That's more than I need. Boy, I don't want to upset that VX wire right there. Damn. I'll have to think about this one for a few minutes. I'm afraid that VX wire is going to break. It should be able to take the strain, but I've just got to take a second here. Okay, I lucked out there. It is exactly like I said it was. They've all got really good mechanical connections. And so I just moved the red wire towards the center, and it's obviously very well connected by the feel of it. Almost quit messing with it. As soon as we close this up, we will be done with it, but I'm going to go back and solder 3 pins in those 3 holes right there. Oh boy. Well, there we go. Now it's ready to close up. I just soldered 3 red pins across there so I can see them down in there. My vision is really bad. I've got a doctor's appointment in less than 60 days, I think, my yearly. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the cataract surgery. I mean, he's got to. I'm almost blind. I can't drive at night hardly anymore. Can't see good during the day. And just for kicks and grins, I went ahead and put 2 white pins right there on servo 11 and 12. I think, yeah, I put a pin in every hole. Bridged the solder pad there I needed for 5 pull up to 9 volts, and over here for 9 pull to 12. Those 3 wires in there are just a pain in the posterior. So now it's time to close it all up. I think this is a pretty good design overall, but boy, for my purposes in airplanes the size I'm using, I could stand to have another 1/2 inch of board out here and have all these hard to solder places kind of broke out a little further from everything and made the pads made a little bigger or something. But let's close it up again and see where the smoke comes from. Okay, let's see what happens. Here we go, and the monkey flips the switch. Wow. We have what I would consider to be normal indications. So far, so good. Let's attach to it and see if we can flash it, etc., etc. All right. I'm going to call that the soldering up of the F765 again. That's the 4th one of these controllers I've soldered up. We don't know if I damaged the 3rd one. First 2 were good. I hope the 4th one is too. Thank you, guys.